Christine, owner of PushFit Studio, certified high performance coach, and I'm here with Carl Weston, who is a level 4 C.H.E.K practitioner, and he's been really working a lot with our clients. He's been working a ton with the team, leveling up the level of education that we have in-house for you guys. And as you know, we're talking about fat loss this month, and one of the things that I'm doing is we're doing little mini interviews to bring you guys more education. And one of the big topics when it comes to fat loss that we really want to address is recovery and, recovery, or Dr. Quiet as we call it in the C.H.E.K system. So I'm going to just ask Carl a few questions and we're going to pick his brain a little bit. So when it comes to fat loss, what are some of the biggest problems that you see people are doing, specifically as we're talking on this topic of recovery and Dr. Quiet?
Most people are probably overtraining and not training within the correct parameters and not giving themselves enough recovery. So
can you expand on that a little bit? What would that look like? Because I think there's obviously a lot of people are doing that.
Recovery's got to be taken into consideration with everything else that's going on within their life. So work, sleep, nutrition. You should be able to see a gain of a 1 to 3% increase in weight and output per workout. If you're struggling to do that, then you're not getting the adequate recovery that you'd need.
So I think what I heard you say is they should be seeing 1 to 3% increase in their strength per workout, and if they're not feeling stronger or actually seeing that they're getting stronger, that's a key sign that their body's not recovering. So when you said overtraining, can you define what that means? Because I think a lot of people think that they need to work out every single day and go crazy every single workout.
Yeah, most people put themselves into a catabolic state. They eat inflammatory foods, they work long days, it's part of society today. They work long days and then they come into a gym and they take from an empty vessel. So they train too hard, and in most instances they do a very high impact or a high demanding workout, like the boot camp style classes or some of the execution of some of the CrossFit ones, which is done under competition. So they're taking from an empty vessel and it puts them into a catabolic state instead of an anabolic state, and it stops their body from growing, and they do the exact opposite, which is break down muscle tissue.
So just for people who may not know, what is catabolic and anabolic state?
So catabolic is breaking down and anabolic is building back up.
So catabolic, you're breaking down lean tissue, you're actually getting lost from your workout, you're not experiencing gains, and anabolic is building lean muscle, experiencing results, increased strength and gains. So we've talked about this with Christine Chisholm a little bit already, but I think around this idea that people need to do more volume or longer workouts or more intensity all the time. How does somebody figure out what that looks like for them? I know that there's so much confusing information.
Keep it under 45 minutes. Plenty of studies will show that anything over 45 minutes, cortisol production goes up and increases 2, 3, 4-fold for every quarter of an hour after that. So keep it 45 minutes and under. Figuring out the parameters to work in. So if you're looking for muscle mass and muscle gain, work within your hypertrophy range. Most people undertrain when it comes to lifting weights, so they're kind of wasting time.
And we talked about that with Christine on the other video, so if you haven't seen that, we talked about what hypertrophy actually is. It's that 8 to 12 rep range.
Yeah, that'll be the best thing. Anything over 45 minutes just put you into a catabolic state. So this is why long distance runners and endurance athletes are generally leaner. Not that it's bad for the body, but you just need to adapt recovery and nutrition cycles for that. You have to prepare yourself to do those longer endurance states.
So one of the things that I also want to touch on as it pertains to recovery, because I know we didn't talk about this in the food, but this is really important for you guys who want to lose weight. I've done this for so long, and a lot of times when people get stuck, and it seems like they're eating all the right stuff and their workouts are on point, because too many people focus on exercise too much as a key piece of the fat loss, and so they go crazy trying to overwork out, as Carl just said, and usually overworking out in the wrong way. But let's just talk about sleep for a second. I know you're a big fan of sleep and naps, but like what do we really need to look at here in order to experience the best results from a fat loss perspective on sleep? And I know we're going to have an entire series on sleep, but real quick, if we can...
Just getting into routine. We talk about it all the time here, the 10:30, 6:30 rule. Studies now coming out, you need a minimum of 7 hours of unbroken sleep to aid recovery. You start breaking that, you start fueling or feeding into that breaking down process. So without that 7+ hours, you get the neurological and musculoskeletal recovery, then it puts you in a better state to work out. If you're 7 hours and under, then you need to work out less, basically. So you got to change your programs to the amount of sleep that you get in, but the nutrition and everything else is part of that as well.
So I heard him say, if you sleep less than 7 hours, you need to work out less often or less intense?
You would work out less often. You don't change your intensity in such that if you're working out and you've got 45 minutes, the program stays at 45 minutes, but your weight remains the same. You change the volume of what you was doing. So if last week you did 5 sets at 10 to 12 repetitions and you've not had 7 hours sleep and you was lifting, let's say 100 pounds, you're still going to lift 100 pounds, but you might only do 3 sets. So you change your parameters in that such, you never lower the weight, so you keep the intensity the same, you just change the volume.
So the volume is the amount of sets and reps that you're doing. So weight stays the same, maybe less sets of that. And less days of workouts, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you take it from 5 days to 3 days and really ask yourself if you are getting those 7 hours. I know, like, I'm now addicted to this little sleep app called the Sleep Cycle, and I'm like obsessed with it, but there's lots of apps out there where you can track how many hours of sleep you're getting and what type of sleep quality you're getting. And then finally, I do want to, since we are talking about recovery, so sleep is huge. Exercise, making sure you're having enough time to recover. Remember that the muscle, rebuilds during rest periods. It's not during the workout. The workout is actually like you're tearing muscle fibers, so it's in the rest period that the muscles have a chance to recover. So, should people take like a day off in between? Can they do back-to-back strength workouts?
Depends on how they're training. We have mixed clients that come in here, and the way we program our clients is we switch muscle groups, so we'll always be working opposing muscle groups, which makes the ability to work out back-to-back days. Training out every day just depends on how much sleep you get in and how the body responds. If you're not sore, general rule of thumb is you're probably not training into a hypertrophy state where you're tearing the muscles, you're just training into a cardiac output state. So you're out of breath, you feel like you're getting a workout, but you're not sore. That would be my rule of thumb. If you're pushing yourself heavy enough, you're going to be sore. You could do a 2 days on 1 day off, or a 1 day on 1 day off, and alternate that way. I'll generally do 3 heavy workouts a week every other day, or I'll do like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
So you can do back-to-back workouts, but you're not going to do the same muscle group every single day, because again, you're not giving your body a chance to recover, so you're going to mix it up. And then finally, I do want to wrap up by talking real quick about nutrition, not necessarily for fat loss, but as it pertains to recovery, because this is one area that I see a lot. What do you think is one of the biggest nutritional mistakes people make when it comes to recovery and really supporting their workouts and a switch that they need to make?
The protein shakes, I'm not a fan of shakes, but they are one of the better things. Studies have shown that women would generally go for muffins and coffees. They look at it as a reward system, which is the worst thing that you can do. Some amount of sugar post-workout, like a good fruit, like some berries or something, is good because post-workout your core temperature does drop and the sugar will help that raise, and then you're going into the recovery mode, and at that point you need proteins and aminos. So is
there a time frame that they need to have that meal? I know
generally
that
within 20 minutes, they'll say you need to start, not straight away, but within 20 minutes is when you've got that optimal window for a recovery. So some form of lean meat, some fish, an egg, a banana, some nut butter, something small that you can get into the system which will fuel yourself through that recovery. Your body's taking from what you have, and if you don't have the stores within there, it's going to take from your reserves, and you don't want to be doing that. So a little something post-workout is great.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's one of the big things I see on food journals is people coming in, doing workouts, doing great workouts, but then they run to Starbucks, grab a coffee, run errands for 4 hours, and they haven't eaten, and then they're like, why am I not building any lean muscle when we do their body comp? And you know, if you want to burn fat, you got to build lean muscle. So that post-recovery meal is something I didn't talk about on the nutrition video, but I think is really key if you are really serious and you want to get results. So just to kind of wrap it up, because we talked about a lot. Number 1, 7 hours of sleep minimum. Number 2, when it comes to recovery, really be real about the amount of stress load that you have. And so if you're super stressed, you lower the amount of days that you're working out, but you're going to keep the weight the same, but lower the volume. And be conscious of that, and making sure that you're having that post-recovery workout fuel, 20 minutes to an hour max. Do not wait any longer post-workout. Is there anything else that you think that these people need to know before we...
No, just be smart about your energy levels going in. Don't bully yourself through a workout. Be honest and get in touch with your own body and ask yourself where your stress levels are at. Don't take from a system you don't have, which is one of the biggest issues.
Yeah, and I definitely would agree. Everybody's trying, we're already like depleted, and we're trying to like squeeze the last ounce out of that. So anyways, that's it, guys. So when it comes to fat loss and getting results, recovery is super important. This is part of our 4-part series on fat loss. We are talking about nutrition. We're talking about the right types of exercise to do, the right things to look at when it comes to recovery, and the mindset shifts that you need to make. As always, we want to hear from you guys. If you're watching this on YouTube video, please share, comment, share this to your social media feed, or send it to somebody you know really needs to hear this. And if you do have any questions, we'd love to hear from you, so go ahead and comment below. We're going to leave you with that. Thanks for joining us on The Whole Picture, and remember that getting results is about more than just working out or eating the right stuff. It's the whole picture of how you're looking at your health and performance.